So about 2 years after the game had released, I had sunk into nearly 300 hours of Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. I thought the game was a blast, and while it wasn't as good as the predecessor, Garden Warfare 2, and it is a good game, and there was much to enjoy. So I thought in my 2 centimeter a day under brain, hey, I bet other people adore this game too. And every review I watched on this little third-person shooter was negative. I couldn't find a single positive review for BFM. It's kind of sad because I can tell tons of love was poured into this game. But yeah, nobody really talked about it. Okay, a few steps back. If you don't know what Battle for Neighborville is, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville is a third-person shooter developed by PopCap Games and published by Electronic Arts. It's a third-person shooter by PopCap, and dare I say it? Oh man, well, I lost my wallet. They made Garden Warfare 1 and 2. They are both incredible games. Everyone loved them. So when PopCap announced on Twitter that another third-person shooter was coming, everyone was so excited for Garden Warfare 3. In fact, I was no exception. I watched every trailer up to release, and boom, I bought it on day one on Xbox One. Once again, I played for 300 hours, which is kind of a lot, to be honest. It's just a lot. Oh crap, I died. Think about what this game did is exactly off. This game got plenty of negative reviews and thought, wait a minute, I love this game. Was this game actually good, or was I just brainwashed by the first two games? This is Battle for Neighborville, crazy or lazy? Okay, so, well, I bought it again on Nintendo Switch, and now I'm 100 hours into that one. So this is my full review on BFM. Starting off with the hub world, it's pretty similar to the Backyard Battleground, in the sense that it holds all the game modes in a portal. It has a couple of story mode sections for each side, and between the zombie base and the plant base, it's absolute chaos. However, I think Giddy Park has ups and downs compared to Backyard Battleground. First off, it's online, which means it's kind of like one big game of Team Vanquish. And in the zombie base, there's this fun minigame called Dance Hall of Obedience, which is where there's this sign that shows all the panels, which is where you'll be standing. If there's a skull on the sign that corresponds to the panel on the floor, it will kill you if you stand on that panel. I was horrible at explaining that, but long story short, one afternoon I spent 1 whole hour just doing the dancing, and it is lovely. But there are a lot of bad things about Giddy Park. While it is online, most people just go straight to the gameplay portal, which means not a lot of people will actually be fighting in Giddy Park. But hey, there are bots oh no. The bots in this game are kind of bad. They're just horrible. Okay, I'm sorry. Which kind of negates the whole point of getting it on Switch in the first place. First off, I swear, no matter if you play on crazy or easy, these bots are the same difficulty. And for a reason I'll get to in a minute, there isn't a lot of variety of characters. And in Garden Warfare 2, if you went to the enemy base in the Backyard Battleground, then bosses will spawn. Fun! But, yeah, so of course PopCap decided to get rid of those, and who needs the best parts of the hub world? What is the best parts of the hub world? Well, I'd say it's the story mode. Because it's still a part of the hub world, if multiplayer Portal was the same, then of course that would be number one. But back to the story mode, I liked it in Garden Warfare 2, but it wasn't anything extraordinary. However, the story mode in Battle for Neighborville is just amazing. I'll talk about them least favorite to favorite. There are mushrooms that make zombies turn unzombie, so you need to defeat Blightcap, the one who's making the fungi, by making a fart missile thingy. To make the fart missile, you need to get 3 parts by doing 3 different missions. Prepare to hear that 15 times. While I do think the missions are fun, the boss fight was kind of a bore for me. Not that it was low quality, I just wasn't a fan of said quality. The missions are as follows. kill a pickle, make a huge parade, and fight a torchwood after destroying a wall and a gun. Once again, fun. So this dude named Old School has a machine that will make plants dance forever for some reason. What a great evil plan, man. So you go to fight him, but his robot henchmen don't think you're cool enough or something, so you have to make a cool-looking lawnmower to let you into the boss fight by getting 3 parts by doing 3 different missions. I think the missions are slightly worse, but it makes up for an absolute banger of boss fight. Old School is a huge step up from Blight Cat. So yeah, this one was also pretty fun. So a Z-Tech factory has been overrun by plants. And the meanest ones stole the Lord and Savior, monkeys, I mean dummy. And the dummy is the only reason zombies are zombies, so without them, they won't be actually zombies. Wait a minute, this is the exact same thing as Town Center zombies. They switched the villain, and that's not original enough. I guess being original is kind of hard nowadays. The reason this place is better than Town Center Zombies is the exact opposite reason why Town Center Plants are better. The missions are better, and the boss kind of sucks. However, I did have a lot of fun with this one. Mount Steep. So the zombies are planning to put boiling cheese in a volcano and erupt it and burn and drown people in holy cow! This Popcat. You remember that this game's for kids. I'm just saying. And the thing doing the eruption is this robot-looking thing. It looks really cool. But the arena is blocked by moldy cheese, which Chomper is too lazy to eat, apparently. But these mouse flies aren't. But they won't follow your orders unless if you play the harmonica, which you don't know how. So you have to do 3 parts. So you have to get 3 parts to master the what the hell is this? The missions are the funnest so far. The missions are as follows. Find pieces of a map, get a hat, and of course, stop an evil scientist from breaking in his friends out of jail. They're all super fun. In the boss fight, my lord, the boss fight. This is easily the best one. Instead of the boss itself having faces, it's the map. It keeps you on your toes and keeps you immersed. But that isn't it though. After doing all that, you're only like 20% done with the arenas. What gives? Well, there are hundreds of collectibles and extra challenges that are really fun to do. So that was the PvE, or also known as story mode areas. There are definitely improvements, like 10 times better than story mode in Garden Warfare 2. So let's talk about multiplayer, and my gosh, they changed it so much. Some of the changes are good, like how you can't accidentally pick up the gnome bomb anymore. But what about my 3 favorite modes? Turf Takeover, Team Vanquish, and Ops mode. Poor Ops. So definitely Ops had it the worst. Like, nothing in this mode is the same. Team Vanquish is practically the same. The only problem being they removed the Dave and Zombie hand that would grab the trophy with a 50 on it at the end. It doesn't sound that big, but it removes so much character and personality. It's just the one thing that made this game set apart from other third-person shooters. Its charm. However, this game mode had it the best. Turf Takeover is practically the mechanics of Flag of Unimaginable Power, but it's online mode. Instead of fun, immersive experience that was Turf Takeover mode in the first 2 games, it got replaced by this. Fun! Except for the parts where you push a payload, that kind of sucks. I think this mode's still pretty fun, but I think this mode should have been its own mode with classic Turf Takeover returning. Poor Ops. Ops only has 5 rounds now, which limits how many special rounds there can be. The bosses aren't as good as Garden Warfare 2's bosses. They just feel like normal enemies but with 200 times the health. However, this all changes when you roll an elite boss. An elite boss can only be rolled when you are with a team. It's the boss, but every 3rd or 4th of their health they lose, they do a little gimmick. However, there are a few elite bosses that kind of reject this idea. This would have been cooler to me if they made it possible to roll even more than one elite boss. That would have made things much more chaotic and fun. But maybe it was too hard for the playtesters or something. My favorite part of Ops in the Garden Warfare games only lasts 2 minutes, but still the best part of Ops, in my opinion, is the part when Dave or Zomboss comes to pick you up. Yeah, who needs that? Remove all the fun parts of this mode. Yeah, let's be real here. Let's not lie. Ops is easily the worst mode. I was never really a gigantic fan of it, but it was still a great mode. Like, all the modes in that game were great, but, like, holy cow, this one, it was ruined. Alright, is the part, Alright, there are some new modes, only one, but I guess it can be considered pretty good. Battle Arena, it's pretty fun. Practically, it's a first to 4 points 4v4 battle, and once you die, you have 15 seconds to get revived, or else you're out for that round. Once a whole enemy team is out, your team gets a point. Rinse and repeat until someone gets 4 points. However, there is one thing that makes this mode great. After one round, the character you just picked is not able to be played again. This makes you able to like every single character, and definitely adds to the replay value that this game kind of lacks. This mode is amazing. Too bad it's a weekly event mode for the Switch port. Alright, I know what you're thinking. This is too positive. Besides Ops, everything in here seems pretty good. It's a little suspicious. Do not say suspicious. And you're at the right time to talk about characters. So remember the best part about Garden Warfare 2? Yeah, the character variants. This adds a crap ton of replayability. If you like Super Brains but you want a new experience, then you don't have to drift away from your playstyle. Try Electro Brains, the funnest brains, mind you. Alright, take all this and then Falcon Punch it into orbit, because that was Garden Warfare. This is BFN. All variants are removed. You know, who else are removed? Hovergoat and effing Torchwood, the two funnest characters in Garden Warfare. And they threw it all away. All the variants, throw that away. But PopCap thought to themselves, if we can't make good variants because they're kind of variants, oh no. Crap. If they can't make variants, then why not just sue cosmetics? Yay! Just I will give the game this. Their cosmetics look incredible. Just take a look at this 80s action hero where he's the Terminator. So freaking cool. Oh yeah, the new characters. So they shoved in a ton of new characters, 9 to be exact. And they're all nice. I like them all. My personal favorites being 80s action hero Snapdragon. I've wanted a Snapdragon class since the first Garden Warfare. Yeah, I wanted this so hard. And yeah, he's pretty much exactly how I wanted him. Poor engineer just got completely remade in every single game he's been in now. And now he's nothing alike to his predecessors. Some of the characters just feel nothing like the OGs. I find this most apparent with the Garden Warfare 2 characters. The only ones that look similar are the Imp and Captain Deadbeard, but the game modes do somehow mix well with these characters. Alright, so conclusion time. Is BFN a good game? Is it a bad game? Or is it just Garden Warfare fans overreacting? Well, I still stand by the fact that this is a great game. Now yes, compared to Garden Warfare 2, it's definitely lackluster, and I will probably rather play Garden Warfare 2 than Battle for Neighborville. But then again, it's practically just better Overwatch in my opinion. It still has the charm of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare and all that, and it still has those weird variance things that I forgot to mention. Overall, this game, I give it a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. But definitely Garden Warfare 2 is like a 10 because that game's Alright, shut up. Be one of the 4 people to subscribe and click that red button. Alright, goodbye.